Daddy Cat and Giant Mouse. The night was eerily quiet as the full moon cast its silver light over the dense jungle. Amidst the foliage, the shadows seemed to come alive, shifting and swaying with the breeze. In the heart of this jungle, a small clearing served as the home of a proud and loving cat family. The father, a majestic feline known as Dad Cat, stood watch over his mate and their tiny kitten, his eyes sharp and vigilant. He had always been the protector of his family, but tonight, an unimaginable threat loomed on the horizon. The ground trembled slightly, and a low rumble echoed through the trees. Dad Cat's ears perked up, his body tensing as he scanned the darkness. He knew that sound. It was the unmistakable scurry of the giant mouse, a colossal rodent that terrorized the lands. Fear gripped Dad Cat's heart, but he pushed it aside. His family needed him now more than ever. In the distance, the hulking figure of the giant mouse emerged, its massive form casting a long shadow over the jungle. The rodent's eyes glinted with a predatory gleam as it advanced toward the clearing, each step causing the ground to shake. Dad Cat positioned himself between the giant mouse and his family, his fur bristling and claws unsheathed. He was ready to fight no matter the cost. The giant mouse let out a piercing squeak, pounding its massive feet against the ground with thunderous force. The kitten, frightened by the sound, hid behind its mother, who tried to soothe it with gentle licks. Dad Cat knew he had to act quickly to protect them. Summoning all his courage, he leaped forward, hissing and spitting, trying to divert the giant mouse's attention away from his vulnerable family. The colossal rodent stopped, momentarily taken aback by the tiny creature's audacity. But its surprise quickly turned to anger, and it swiped at Dad Cat with a massive paw. Dad Cat dodged the blow with agility, his movements swift and precise. He knew he couldn't match the giant mouse's strength, but he had speed and determination on his side. Dad Cat darted around the giant mouse, aiming for vulnerable spots like the eyes and nose. Each time the giant mouse swung at him, Dad Cat evaded with a nimbleness that left the giant frustrated. The jungle was filled with the sounds of their battle, the squeaks of the giant mouse, the growls of Dad Cat, and the crashing of trees and underbrush as they clashed. In the midst of the chaos, Dad Cat's mind was clear. He wasn't just fighting for himself, he was fighting for his family's future. He recalled the lessons he had learned from his own father, the skills that had been passed down through generations of proud feline warriors. He used every tactic, every trick at his disposal to outmaneuver the mighty giant mouse. As the battle raged on, Dad Cat noticed something in the giant mouse's movements. A slight limp, a weakness in its left leg. It was a small advantage, but it was enough. With a final, desperate burst of energy, Dad Cat launched himself at the giant mouse's injured leg, sinking his claws deep into the flesh. The giant mouse howled in pain, staggering backward. Seizing the opportunity, Dad Cat continued his assault, targeting the weakened limb with relentless precision. The giant rodent, now off balance and in pain, tried to retreat, but Dad Cat was relentless. He chased the giant mouse, his eyes blazing with determination. The jungle seemed to hold its breath, watching the epic struggle unfold. Finally, the giant mouse could take no more. With a final squeak of frustration, it turned and lumbered away, disappearing into the darkness from which it had come. Dad Cat watched it go, panting heavily but victorious. He had done it. He had protected his family from the greatest threat they had ever faced. Exhausted but triumphant, Dad Cat returned to the clearing. His mate greeted him with a purr of relief, and their kitten, no longer afraid, looked up at him with wide, admiring eyes. Dad Cat nuzzled them both, his heart swelling with love and pride. He had faced the impossible and emerged victorious, all for the sake of his family. As the night grew still once more, Dad Cat settled down beside his loved ones, keeping a watchful eye on the jungle. He knew that there would always be dangers lurking in the shadows, but he was ready to face them. For in his heart he carried the courage and strength of a true protector, a hero in the eyes of his family. Dad Cat's journey to protect his family was not just about physical strength. It was about the courage to stand up against overwhelming odds, the wisdom to recognize and exploit weaknesses in a formidable opponent, and the unwavering love that drove him to risk everything for those he held dear. These qualities were what set him apart as a true hero. In the days following the confrontation, the jungle seemed to hold a newfound respect for Dad Cat. The other animals, who had witnessed the battle from afar, spoke in hushed tones about the fearless feline who had taken on the giant mouse and won. They admired his bravery and the fierce loyalty he showed to his family. Dad Cat became a legend, a symbol of what it meant to be a protector. For Dad Cat, though, the glory and admiration of the jungle mattered little compared to the safety and happiness of his mate and kitten. Each day he continued his vigilant watch, always ready to defend his family from any threat that might arise. He taught his kitten the skills it would need to survive and thrive in the jungle, passing on the knowledge and wisdom he had gained from his own experiences. The kitten, eager to learn, absorbed every lesson with enthusiasm. It looked up to its father with awe and admiration, inspired by the incredible feat Dad Cat had accomplished. Under Dad Cat's guidance, the kitten grew stronger and more confident, developing the agility and cunning that were the hallmarks of their lineage. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Dad Cat gathered his family for a quiet moment of reflection. They sat together at the edge of the clearing, watching the beauty of the sunset. Dad Cat's heart swelled with pride as he looked at his growing kitten and his devoted mate. They had come through a great trial together, and their bond was stronger than ever. "Remember?" Dad Cat said softly, his voice filled with wisdom and love. "No matter what challenges we face, we must always stay united. Our strength lies in our love for each other, and our determination to protect one another." His mate and kitten nodded, their eyes shining with understanding and respect. The days turned into weeks and the weeks into months. The memory of the battle with the giant mouse slowly faded, but the lessons learned and the bonds forged during that time remained as strong as ever. Dad Cat continued to lead his family with courage and wisdom, always mindful of the dangers that lurked in the jungle, but confident in their ability to face them together. As the seasons changed, the jungle flourished with new life. The animals went about their daily routines, always aware of the legend of Dad Cat, the fearless protector. The story of his battle with the giant mouse became a tale passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of love and courage in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Dad Cat, ever vigilant, remained a silent guardian, watching over his family and the jungle they called home. He knew that peace was a fragile thing, easily shattered by the threats that lay hidden in the shadows. But he also knew that with his family by his side, they could weather any storm and overcome any challenge. One day, as the sun shone brightly overhead, a group of young animals gathered in the clearing where Dad Cat had once fought the giant mouse. They listened with rapt attention as an elder recounted the tale of the brave feline who had stood up to the mighty rodent. The story filled their hearts with awe and inspired them to be courageous and protective of their own families. Among the listeners was Dad Cat's grown kitten, now a strong and confident young cat. It had inherited its father's courage and wisdom, and it too would one day protect its own family with the same fierce love and determination. The legacy of Dad Cat lived on, not just in the stories told by the jungle's inhabitants, but in the hearts and minds of those who had been inspired by his bravery. As the elder finished the tale, the young animals dispersed, their spirits lifted by the story of Dad Cat's heroism. The young cat, now ready to take on the mantle of protector, walked to the edge of the clearing and looked out at the vast jungle. It knew that challenges lay ahead, but it was prepared, just as its father had been. Dad Cat watched from a distance, his heart swelling with pride. He had done his duty, not just by protecting his family from the giant mouse, but by passing on the values and lessons that would ensure their survival and happiness for generations to come. He knew that his legacy was secure, and that the jungle would always remember the brave cat who had fought a giant to protect those he loved. As the sun set on another day in the jungle, Dad Cat lay down beside his mate, content and at peace. He had faced great challenges and emerged victorious, all for the love of his family. And in that love, he found the strength to continue protecting and guiding them, knowing that no matter what the future held, they would always stand strong together. The night was once again peaceful, the jungle filled with the sounds of life and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze. Dad Cat closed his eyes, his heart full of gratitude and love. He had lived a life of courage and dedication, and, hey everyone! If you enjoyed the heartwarming and dramatic story of Felix and Luna, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Leave a comment below with your favorite part of Felix and Luna's journey and share this video with your friends to spread the love. Thanks for watching.